The Green Edition, in association with the Root Brands, inspiring greatness with natural solutions for people to reach their highest and healthiest potential.
Hello and welcome back to the Green Edition, where we are talking about the future of health, well-being and of course business as well. Whilst the Root Brands is the presenting sponsor of the program, all of the opinions and views in the following segment are of course general in nature. And our guest today wanted to outline the burden of the body today. CEO and the founder of the Root Brands, Clayton Thomas, joins us to tell us his thoughts about the moment we are born and the exposure that we may face to a myriad of toxins. Clayton wishes to highlight the pesticides in food, pollutants in the air, and of course the water that we drink. It's all a bit concerning, but it seems our bodies are constantly being bombarded by heavy metals, environmental toxin. Clayton, break it down for us. It's good to see you as always.
Mike, thanks for having me back. You know, as we hit on last week, you have these invisible killers that are in our environment. But what's so important is knowing and understanding that this burden that we carry, that is the cause, not just a cause of many of our health problems, but the cause, is something that actually starts in the womb. So when you're born, you are born, as the Environmental Working Group has called, a body burden, which is basically your starting point. Now, we've always thought that we come into this world clean, but what's been proven over the last 50 years is that's actually not even close to being true. That what was in your mother, what was in your grandmother, what was in your great-grandmother maternally is passed down. They call this transgenerational toxicity, and it builds up. So you have what your mother gave you, but then, as you mentioned, you have injections, whether it's through different vaccines and such, that are loaded with different chemicals. You have the air you breathe, the water you're drinking, because it is polluted in many different aspects. You have different foods. We can look at pesticides. You can look at different excitotoxins, the synthetics. You can even add in now the nanoplastics that are in the ocean that are getting into the food supply through fish and such. These things build up in our systems. And you can look at, you know, your toxic level. You look at your entire body, where we don't get to start at the ground floor. We're somewhere between really above our knees, above our waist. Some people start above their shoulders and they don't have much room. And once you reach that tipping point, that's where you start to see symptomology kick. And some people have those symptoms right when they're born. Some people might have them at 1 year or 2 years. Some people might have them at 15 years or 20 or 40 or 60. Okay. But as these things build up, they become an issue.
Clayton, is it safe to say that most of us have an overworked body burden? People are carrying this around day to day and trying to get through. Is that what you understand to be the case?
Absolutely. And what's really unique is even in the instances of some of the most outstanding humans, when we look at athletic performance or, you know, elitely performing humans, there's a level of performance that they are incapable of attaining until they start to clean this mess up. You know, so each one of us has actually a massive level of potential to improve our performance, our function, our well-being, our mental state, our emotional state, through the simple aspects of cleaning up the mess.
Okay.
The more we do to clean up this toxic soup, the better we're going.
Sorry, my friend. With that in mind, I just wanted to touch on what things a person could do to help with their own body burden. What advice could you give to people based on what you've witnessed?
One, move, right? Get some exercise. Go outside. Just move. Go for a 20-minute walk every day. Number two, drink more water. You have to hydrate. Your body needs water to flush things out. 3, use Clean Slate. Clean Slate through the Root Brands is a patented, proprietary, very passive, simple mechanism that is proven to help your body in flushing out all of these toxins. And it was made by a Harvard nanobiotechnologist that is not too bad to look at. And when you refer to greatness, you should.
Clayton, what takeaways do you want the audience to come away with from our discussion today? If I could get you to just finish for me.
Really invest in yourself. Do what you can to get better. And the most important thing you need to do is, just like we tell our kids, clean your room, right? Your room happens to be here. If you can clean up the mess first, you're going to be a lot better and everything else becomes easy.
Good advice from you, my friend. It's wonderful to speak to you as always. Thanks for bringing a bit of joy to the network, and I look forward to talking to you again down the track. Well, there you have it. I hope you've learned something from my discussion with Clayton today. Thank you for joining us on The Green Edition. And remember, do your own research, check in, clean your room, and stay healthy, my friends. All the best.